Week 1, Connecting. This is a guided body scan meditation which can be done seated, but is normally done lying down on the floor, on a thick mat, perhaps with a rug covering you for warmth, and a cushion under the head if you choose. So lying here, with legs outstretched, feet falling away from one another, and arms down by the sides of the body. Closing the eyes if you're comfortable with that, but always remembering that if you feel sleepy at any stage, you can open the eyes just for a few moments if you choose to. And so becoming aware of the connection points of the body with the floor. So the sense of pressure and the back of the heel, back of the legs, the backside, the back, the shoulders, the head. Sensations of pressure in these parts of the body that indicate the physical presence of the body here, connected with the floor, and so connected with the earth. And now bringing our awareness to our own breathing. Becoming aware of the movements in the parts of the body where breathing is happening. The gentle rising and falling of the chest, the shifting movements in the abdomen. No need to try and control or slow down the breath, but just becoming aware of it and aware of the movements that are associated with the breath entering and leaving the body, falling into its rhythm. And perhaps imagining the body sinking into the floor just a little bit with each out-breath. And so here we are, lying, breathing, being. Nowhere else to be. Nothing else to do. Being here. And it's important to recognize that the intention of this practice is not to create any particular state of mind or body, but simply allow ourselves to connect with sensation in the body, to become aware of sensation wherever it is occurring in the body, and to connect with it. And so now moving the awareness away from the breath, down through the legs and to the feet, and out to the toes of both feet. And so beginning to explore this area of the body to see if there are any sensations to notice here. Now there may be no sensations to take note of at all, in which case that's what we notice. But there may be tingling, or a sense of coolness or warmth, or a sense of the toes connecting to one another. Whatever is here, we simply take note of it, connecting with sensation in and around the toes. And so expanding the awareness now to include the whole of the bottom of the feet. Perhaps aware of the heels in contact with the floor, but also the arch of the feet and the balls of the feet. Just noticing whatever sensation is here. And we're not trying to create any sensation, but simply to notice what is here already, if indeed there is any sensation here. And seeing if it's possible not to think about the sensation, but to actually experience the sensation in this moment, whatever we find to be present. Sensations in the soles of the feet. And so now including the top of the feet and the ankles. What sensation is here? if anything at all. Connecting. And so now on a deeper breath, letting go of the feet from our awareness, letting them fade into the background, and bringing our awareness now to the lower legs. So the shin bone and the calf muscle. Exploring sensation in this part of the body, seeing what is here, whatever you notice. There might be sense of contact with the floor, contact with clothing, but there may be sensation inside the muscle or the bone, sense of tingling, perhaps a sense of warmth or coolness. What is true for you? What do you notice here? And so now on a deeper breath, letting go of the lower legs from awareness and bringing now our attention to the knees. And bringing, if you like, a spotlight of attention to explore this complex joint. The bony front part of the knee, the soft back part, the sides of the knee, the tendons. And even exploring inside the knee. What sensation is present here as we explore and keep our attention with the knees just for these few moments? What is here? Connecting with sensation in the knees. And so on a deeper breath, letting go now of the knees from our awareness. And bringing awareness now to the upper part of the legs, the thighs. So a sense of bone and muscle here. What sensation do we become aware of as we bring our attention to the thighs? Perhaps there's contact with the floor, or contact with tightening clothing, or other sensations, perhaps inside the muscle or the bone. And now it's not unusual to notice that the mind wanders away from attention on the body, and may do at any point in this practice, wandering away to thinking, to memories, to planning, to ideas, to images, anything that the mind might wander to. And it is important to remember that this is very normal, this is what minds do. And so if ever this happens at any point, just to notice that it has happened, and gently but firmly bring the attention back to the part of the body that we had been focusing on, which in this case was the thighs, exploring sensation in the thighs, connecting with whatever sensation is here. And so now on a deeper breath, letting go of the thighs from our awareness, and bringing attention now to the pelvic region, the hips, the backside, the genitals, exploring sensation in this area, whatever is present, whatever is here. And then on a deeper breath, letting go of the pelvis and the whole lower part of the body from our awareness, and bringing attention now to the back. Now the back is an area of the body that often stores tension, and so we might find as we explore sensations in the back, we might come across some quite intense sensations. So the invitation is to see if it is possible to connect with these sensations, just as we've been connecting with some of the milder or subtler sensations up to now. To see if it's possible to be with intensity of sensation in the same way. You may find it helpful to imagine the breath flowing towards any region of intensity, and then flowing out from that region on an out-breath. Not as a way of trying to change the sensation, but as a way of being with it and exploring it just for these few moments, connecting with it. And so starting at the base of the spine, just as the spine emerges from the pelvis, and the muscles either side here, and seeing what sensation we become aware of as we bring attention to this part of the body. And now gradually moving the awareness up the back stage by stage, aware of the spine, aware of the muscles either side of the spine. And if at any point we come to a point of intense sensation, stopping here just for a moment, imagining the breath flowing towards this part of the back and flowing away from it as a way of exploring it and connecting with it. And so moving up towards the bottom of the shoulder blades, the top of the shoulders and the base of the neck. Again, often a place where tension is stored. And if you're finding intensity here, breathing towards it, breathing away from it, connecting with these sensations as well. And so now letting go of the whole of the back from our awareness and bringing awareness now to the front part of the body, starting with the abdomen. So aware of the movements of the abdomen as the breath enters and leaves the body. But what other sensation is here? Perhaps contact with clothing, perhaps sensation inside the stomach. Often a place we experience emotion in a physical way. What is here for you right now? A tensing or perhaps a relaxedness? And now moving up the stomach to connect with the top part of the stomach. What is here? What sensation do you notice here? And now expanding the awareness to include the chest region. So aware of the movements of the chest as breathing happens. But what else is here? What else is there to become aware of in terms of sensation in the chest? Perhaps there's some tension or tightening. Perhaps it feels very easy and relaxed. What is true for you in this moment? Connecting with sensation in the chest. And once again, just to note how often the mind tends to wander away from our intended focus. And if this has happened for you again or at any point in the practice, seeing if it's possible to be patient with ourselves, simply noticing that the mind has wandered and bringing the mind back to the focus of our attention at this point, which at this point is sensations in the chest. And so now on a deeper breath, letting go of the front part of the body from our awareness and bringing the awareness now to the arms. Moving the arms, moving the attention down the arms to the fingers and the hands. What sensation do we find here? Perhaps all sorts of tingling in the palms of the hands or the back of the hands. Or sense of the coolness or warmth of the air on the skin. Connecting with sensation here in the hands. And now including the wrists. And the lower arms. And exploring the elbows, the bony outer part and the soft inner part of the elbows. Any sensation to notice here? and the upper arms. And so now in a deeper breath, letting go of the arms from our awareness and bringing attention to the throat and neck. Perhaps it's possible to be aware of the breath flowing down through the throat. Or perhaps we notice the contact with the collar on the outside of the neck, or the coolness or warmth of air on the skin here. And now shifting the attention to the face and to the head. Starting by exploring the face and the detail of the face. Beginning with the lower jaw. So tracing the lower jaw from the hinge point of the jaw all the way down to the end of the chin. What sensation do we notice here? Connecting with sensation here. Or the upper jaw, tracing it again from the hinge point of the jaw all the way to the front of the mouth. And exploring inside the mouth. Noticing where the tongue lies in the mouth. Connecting with sensation in the inside of the cheek, inside of the lips. And moving to the outer lips, perhaps noticing the air passing through the nose across the upper lip, if you're breathing through your nose. And the cheeks, and the cheekbones, the eyes and the eyebrows. Connecting with the space between the eyebrows and the forehead. Noticing whether the forehead is ruffled through some tension or whether it is relaxed and smooth. And if it is ruffled, allowing it to smooth out, allowing the tension to be released, if it will. Bringing attention now to the temples and the top of the head, the back of the head and the ears and the back of the neck. And now holding the whole face and head in our awareness, breathing with it, perhaps imagining that the breath is flowing up into the head and then away from it, just for a few breaths. And so now, having connected with sensation in the body, wherever it has arisen for us, one part of the body after the other, now widening the awareness now to include the whole of the body. Perhaps imagining that the breath is flowing all the way down through the body, all the way down to the feet and the toes and even out from the toes, and then on an out breath flowing up from the toes, up through the mouth, or even up through a hole in the top of the head, if you can imagine that. So lying here, whole body breathing, being here. Connecting with sensation, wherever it arises in the body. And connecting with the floor. And connecting with the earth. And so as this practice draws to a close, in your own time, opening the eyes if they were closed, beginning to wiggle toes and fingers, and moving gently and carefully up to a sitting position, which will be the end of the practice.